Everyone, it's Kirsten from Happy Little Quilt Shop. I hope you're having a great day. I wanted to talk to you about the Zippy pouch. I had so much fun making these. Well, okay, little honesty. I had so much fun making the second one. So the first one, I learned all the things. The second one though, I had a great time with. So this is the one I made for myself. And I used Sally Tomato hardware, the jelly vinyl from Sassafras Lane, and a cute little Then Came June Sarah Hart's label. And I have my AirPods stored in here. And it clips right to my purse so that I can always find them, because otherwise they sink to the bottom of my bag. So frustrating. So, things I learned while making this. Number one is they tell you to use 1/4-inch seams. And so I was using a 1/4-inch foot prior to the parts that had the zipper in it. And I think actually you're much better served just using your zipper foot exclusively. So I have a 1/4-inch foot that has that little guide on it, that little metal piece, and it kind of kept catching. Little trick, if you did want to use your 1/4-inch foot, is if you have a little piece of like the slippery plastic covering that's on a lot of vinyl, or a little piece of tissue paper, that will help the vinyl move through your machine much, much better, so that you can use a standard foot. But I ended up using the zipper foot. So I used to have a Pacesetter 500. I'm sitting next to it, so I keep pointing this way. I'm sitting next to it. It's a brother machine. It's an entry-level machine. It's under $1,000. Great machine, has great feet, has great throat space for an entry-level machine. So you can still do a lot and have lots of space there for a much more reasonable price than other machines that are this size. So I used my zipper foot on it for the whole thing after I figured out the little quirks of the first one. And the zipper foot that comes with this machine has the two little spots that you can hook it, so you're either left or right. I used it hooked into the left side because I know then if I line my fabric or my vinyl up with the edge on the other side, then I get a perfect 1/4-inch. So, really good little trick. Now, aside from that, use your zipper foot. I also recommend, one, going slowly. Two, I used a 80-12 needle, and I think I would have otherwise used maybe a 70-10, just so it punctured the vinyl a little bit less. And I think my top stitching is white to match my zipper. I think if I were to make another one, I might match this to the vinyl instead. I also recommend, speaking of zippers, that you use a really nice heavy-duty zipper. So this one is from Sally Tomato. I used her metal gold look hardware because this is going to be, especially hanging from my bag, it's going to get a lot of wear and tear, and it's going to get beat up very quickly. So I wanted to use really high-end hardware. I love Sally Tomato, or by Annie makes great hardware. And just because of the way that this zips, I definitely recommend a larger zipper. I think a smaller zipper would have a chance of getting caught or would not zip and unzip as easily. So I definitely recommend using a larger zipper. I've got a swivel hook on here. Definitely recommend the swivel hook so that it can move about, won't get caught on things. And then the little ring on the bottom here, you could actually attach this to a set of keys as well. Or this just gives you a place to hold to better get that zipper up and down. Now, other things. I would definitely get what is technically an embroidery tool. It's made by an embroidery company, but it's one of the best turning tools / little pointers that I've found, because a stiletto I think would be too sharp. So this is the point and press from OESD. It has two tips, a finer tip and a larger tip, but they both have balls on the end so that when you go to poke out these corners, you can really get in there without pushing through the vinyl and puncturing the vinyl. So I would definitely recommend some kind of turning tool. By Annie makes one. There's a really good one from Alex Anderson, but this happens to be my favorite just for this particular purpose when you need to poke out those corners because of those round ends. So definitely have one of those on hand. And then what was the other thing? Oh, yes, this is very important. So they tell you in the pattern to make sure that this spot is open when you sew over it, that this seam is open. And in the first one, I have part of it open and the other part going to the left side. And that was very hard to stitch over just in terms of getting the machine over it without using a height compensation tool. You know, it's nicknamed the hump jumper. So it was hard to get it over that when this wasn't open. So on the second one, I made sure that both times when you go over this, that those seams laid open. So that is my last little important thing. And I'm an Apple gal, you know, once they get you into their little ecosystem, everything talks to everything. So I have AirPods that fit in here perfectly, but I think almost any little earbuds would fit in here perfectly. It'd be a great change purse, nice little bag charm. Super, super cute. I had so much fun. If you guys have more questions, drop them in the comments. I'll see you soon.